You're okay. This one, real fucking ugly.
No, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel.
You just bought yourself another Saturday.
Christ.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Nefarious, directed by Carrie Solomon and Chuck Konzelman. On the day of his execution, a convicted serial killer gets a psychiatric evaluation during which he claims he is a demon,
I'm a demon.
Demons aren't really a thing.
and further claims that before their time is over, the psychiatrist will commit 3 murders of his own. Now, I had no idea what this movie was before going into it, and I suggest if you are thinking about going to see this movie, go in without any prior knowledge, because when you find out what it is, it might just blow your mind. Now, I'm going to tread very lightly in this review because this movie gets political. This movie talks about religion, politics, theology. It goes places normal movies don't go, and for that I give it bonus points. For that, I respect it. Now, I've seen other reviews on YouTube saying that this movie is overly preachy, saying that this movie is a boring talking head movie where 2 people sit in a room and talk about theology, politics, and religion. Why that is true, I enjoy movies that make me think, and in all honesty, Nefarious made me think. I didn't know that this movie was based off of a book named The Nefarious Plot, and I haven't done my research, so if you're a super fan or really back the man who made Nefarious Plot, don't come at me. I am not coming from a place of knowledge. I don't know what that book is fully about. I have an idea, but I don't quite know it all. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, Nefarious is based off of a book. So basically, this movie is a prequel to the book that is already out. Now, the only reason I know this is because after my screening of the movie in theaters, which was just let out about 40 minutes ago, I was approached by 2 guys. Now, they were 2 very Christian men, and they approached me, they asked me what I thought of the movie, and I told them I enjoyed the movie. But this is not a movie for people going in expecting The Exorcist. If you're going into this movie expecting a thriller of a horror movie where demonic possession is happening throughout the movie, and the main character is getting all disformed and disheveled and doing a handstand and crawling down the stairs and cursing their head off. No, that is not what this movie is. It almost took a very realistic approach to a demonic possession. So as I was saying, these guys approached me as I'm leaving my screening, and I'm not bullshitting. I am not bullshitting. They gave me their business cards, and I won't put those in because I'm not for nor am I against their beliefs or their whatever. I feel like I have to watch what I say because I might piss some people off. If you watch the movie, you know what I mean. Sorry, I'm a little bit congested. Allergies are really kicking my ass this year. But Nefarious is a movie where essentially it takes place in one room the entire time. And I thought that was so impressive that the directors could sit these 2 characters in a room for almost the full duration of the movie and hold my attention the whole time just based on the pure intrigue of their conversation. I mean, they talk about religion, and they don't hold back. Now, they do cover up some names, like Jesus Christ is never said outright in the movie. Instead, they call him the Carpenter. And they're really talking about some really heavy religious points, but they kind of beat around the bush so they don't turn a regular viewing audience off. Now, it may have turned some people off, but for me, I really enjoy reading into this stuff, and where I may not believe it all, I may not support it all, I can accept your side of the story. Let's just put it that way. And that's kind of my message with this review. And that I'm really feeling after having this conversation with those two gentlemen that approached me after my screening of the movie. Me personally, I don't lean towards one side over the other. I am kind of, in the middle. I am the way I am. That's a whole other discussion. I won't shut you down if you speak your mind, okay? I let those guys speak their mind after the movie concluded, and I heard them out. And I didn't necessarily agree with all of it, but I didn't necessarily disagree with all of it. And I feel like that's how you have to go into this movie if you want to enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, it is a really impressive movie with two characters that are sitting in a room just discussing theology. And the main character, Nefarious, he is so fucking good. Sean Patrick Flanery really just went balls to the wall in this movie. I think his portrayal of Nefarious, this demon, this entity, was spot on. The way he could kick into his demon personality, and the way that he can turn it off and then become Edward, this innocent man who has a demon inside of him. When he would turn into Edward and he would cry, it was so powerful. And that's what good storytelling, good movies do. They make you feel. And this movie made me feel. Every time Edward would come out and the demon would go away for a little bit, and you would get little glimpses into Edward's perspective, it really makes you feel empathy for him. There's a scene specifically where the police officer comes in and he asks Edward what he would like for his final meal. And he tells him he wants a double bacon cheeseburger with fries and an extra thick shake for his last meal on Earth. And then the entity, Nefarious, comes in and says, never mind. I actually don't want anything. I am not hungry. And he's really just torturing this guy, Edward. And it is so horrible. It's so horrific. That is the true horror in this movie. It really isn't like any other horror movie. Like I said, it's not like The Exorcist where things are going a bump in the night and there's a priest coming in for an exorcism. There actually is a priest in this movie. He comes in and he actually says, I am not here to perform an exorcism, and I will not perform an exorcism. And it almost pokes fun at the tropes of regular possession movies, because I'm typically not a fan of regular possession movies, and this movie I thought was going to be that, but it wasn't, and it really just surprised the hell out of me. It flattered me. Like, when that happened, that priest comes in, I'm like, oh, here we go, here's the priest. Now we're going to go on this quest with this psychiatrist and this priest so that they can get the demon out of Edward and whatever. But no, that priest comes in and he says himself he doesn't even believe in demonic possession. This movie was crazy, guys. It's very rare that I'm at a loss for words when watching a movie, but this movie talks about things that aren't normally talked about, and it goes places that you don't expect it to go, unless you're familiar with the backstory of this, and in which then you're gonna have a different experience than I did. But I was very shocked. Like I said, I'm not for that side, I'm not for that side, I'm in the middle. I just am, and I feel like more people should be that way. And the purpose I'm saying that in this movie review is because you'll enjoy the movie better, I feel like, if you don't take everything so serious, you know what I mean? I am now going to do more research about this, because I'm really intrigued with the conversation that I had with those two guys after them. I've never been approached after a movie and had such an in-depth conversation outside the theater like I did for Nefarious. When I go see movies, I want to be thought-provoked. I want my wheels to be turning. I want to be thinking about that movie tomorrow. And Nefarious, I will be thinking about this movie tomorrow. For good or for bad, that is for you to decide, I guess. In my book, Nefarious gets an A. It is Maximus Tomatoes approved. I do recommend it. Just don't take everything they say so literally, and you may enjoy this movie. Yes, it may have come off a bit preachy, but to me, honestly, it didn't. They really kind of hit it. I guess that's because I didn't know anything prior. I didn't know about the directors or the original inspiration. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on Nefarious. I really want to have a conversation about this movie, so leave me a comment down below. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. If you are a fan of Nefarious, let me know. If you dislike Nefarious, let me know. I'm really intrigued to see how this movie is affecting the wider audience out there. Man, this movie was not expecting that. Alright, I got work in about a couple hours, so I should probably get to bed. This was my review of Nefarious. Are you not entertained?